What is up, guys? This is Joaquin Corrales. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you could make a brand new business making $500 to $5,000 a month, no matter how old you are. If you're 10 years old, 20 years old, if you're 45 years old and you're trying to leave your job and make an extra side income to be able to afford going out there and trying out your different ventures, this could be for you, and you don't need to have any prior experience whatsoever. You guys are going to be able to refer back to this video whenever you want to learn what it is that I'm going to be showing you. And this is actually something that I personally did while I was working my 9-to-5 job for a while. And so let's get right into it. So what I'm going to be talking about in this video is making websites. And a lot of people get scared at the thought of making websites because maybe they don't have programming experience, or it may seem like something that's really overwhelming. But when you really break it down into some really simple steps, you guys are going to be able to realize exactly how easy it is to build a website that looks super professional, and that no one, when you guys build your first website, no one's going to be able to say like, hey, you've never built a website before, this is your first website. Like, it's going to be so professional, and it's going to look like something of such high quality that people are going to think that you've been doing that for like a really long time. So, I mean, a lot of people get overwhelmed at the idea of making a website. So let's break it down into these 3 simple steps and what you're going to need to be able to do in order to create professional websites. So the first thing is that you're going to need a domain, okay? And what the domain is just like the .com area, and you're going to be working with your clients to be able to get this. And later on in the video, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do to get clients for these websites. So right now, as you're learning this, creating the website might seem like the hardest thing, but you guys are going to realize that that's really quickly going to go away, and you guys are going to spend most of your time focusing on getting actual customers for your website business. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to need a domain. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to need some hosting, right? Somewhere for your website to live, really. And then the third thing that you're going to need is a theme, okay? And this is really the deal breaker here, and what's going to make it extremely easy for us, because we're going to be able to find themes depending on what our clients want on their websites. That's going to make the whole process extremely simple, and you're going to have no programming experience whatsoever to be able to do this. I have programming experience, and when I make 90% of my websites nowadays, I don't touch a single line of code, and that's exactly what we're going to see. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to a site called SiteGround.com. Okay, we're going to get right into it. SiteGround.com, and what this is going to be, in SiteGround, we're going to be able to get our domain and get our hosting. Okay, and then you see we're already past 2 steps on creating a website. So we're going to find our domain and hosting, and what you guys have to realize as you're building websites for people, we're going to come here to the WordPress services section real quick. As you're building websites for people, you don't want to inform them of things they don't really care about. Like, don't tell them that they need to pay you for a domain and that they need to pay you for hosting. Just give them a flat fee, or tell them, hey, this is how much it's going to be, and then you take care of everything else. Like, for example, when you come here to the WordPress services, there are 3 different plans that you could pick. I would go with the Grow Big one right here in the middle. It's literally $6 a month, and you could build a whole bunch of different websites on it. So imagine that. You'll be able to charge people $50, $100, $150 a month. And what you're paying is $6 a month for this hosting site, where you're going to be able to have all your websites in the same exact place. The other thing is the domain, and the domain is like $15, and you'll be able to get it through here. But don't tell people things they don't care about. Just tell them, hey, I'm going to build you this website. This is what it's going to look like, and this is how much it's going to cost you. I remember when I started, I would really tell people about things that didn't matter. Like, hey, we're going to need a domain, and it's going to cost $15. Like, who gives a shit? Just tell them this is how much it's going to cost. So you're going to go with this middle plan, or maybe you're going to go with this $4 plan if you only want one website, but for $2 more a month, generating an unlimited amount of websites. This is obviously the choice that you're going to go with. Once you're in there, I'm going to show you guys how to pick out the domain and how to set everything up. So let's click here on Get Started. And you guys see that the first time you're going to sign up for this, you're already going to have the option here to select a domain. So click on Register a New Domain, and then in here, you would put whatever you and your client decided that their website was going to be. I don't know, whatever that is. And you're just going to go down and you're going to sign up. You don't need a lot of these different things. Let's say pay $118. No. Like domain privacy and all these different site scanners, you don't need anything of this. So see, you could start off with $86 for an entire year. And you personally, you're going to have an account where you're going to be able to have an unlimited amount of websites. So if you have one person paying you $50 or paying you $80, every person after that pays you monthly is just pure profit. And but we're gonna make the most of our money. So the $500 to $5,000 a month is not going to be in charging people monthly. That's just an extra income that's going to be coming in. It's going to be in the amount of money that we're going to charge them to build the actual website, okay? Because we're going to be building websites that are like really professional and look really expensive for a fraction of the price and what other people are going to be charging them. Like I remember when I was in my old 9-to-5 job, I was already making websites for other people. And I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. And I remember speaking to the IT director, or not the IT director, the director at some other department, and I asked them how much their website had costed them because I had noticed that it was in the platform that we're going to talk about in a second. And she told me it was $7,000. So I was charging people like $1,500 for the website, and this lady had paid $7,000 for a website that I could have done like way better and way faster probably, right? And you guys are going to be able to do that after this video. So so after you guys sign up to this, and you're signing up to WordPress, we're going to build the websites on WordPress. We're going to build the websites on WordPress. And what that is just a web platform. It's a content management system, and it takes up like 30% of the whole internet. So like almost every other website that you land on the internet is actually in WordPress. And the reason for that is that you don't need to write any code whatsoever. And it's extremely simple for anyone, even people who have no experience at all doing this, to be able to manage their own websites. So once you create your account through there, you're going to, after the process, end up on a site that looks like this. So once you guys are in and you've picked up your domain here, we're in a sample domain that I chose. You're going to end up on this administrator portal. And this is really where you're going to manage absolutely everything. Like if someone asks you to make a change to a page, or if someone asks you to add some content to their website, you're going to come in through here. And like you guys are seeing, anyone could manage this. Like you don't need any programming experience at all. And the cool thing is that what you could tell people, since a lot of the clients that I'm going to be showing you how to get have no experience working with computers or freaking websites whatsoever, they're not going to know how to do everything. So you're going to be able to charge them a premium monthly for you to make like very small changes that are super easy for you, right? And to them, it's like, what the hell? Like they have no idea. They can't even imagine like what you're going to do to make that change, right? So let's say, as an example, I'm talking to a client. I got a client that wants to make like a real estate website. So we're already paying our $6 a month here, and we're going to charge them anywhere from $500 to $5,000 for their website. And as you guys build more websites, you're going to be able to charge more because you're going to be able to show some of your previous work. But the first thing that you need to do is you need to find some sort of theme, okay, which is the third option here that we have. We're going to have to find some sort of theme for us to upload into this platform and use for the website. And this is really what's going to save us a bunch of time. So the first thing that I would do is that I would go to this website called themeforest.net. And this is a website where there are a bunch of premium WordPress themes. So themes that people put on sale on here, and they're really interactive. They're really nice, really nice. So what I would do is I would come here and I would basically put the word WordPress, right? I would start off with the keyword WordPress, and then I would put in some keyword that has to do with what the person wants. So WordPress, real estate, we could start with that. And you're going to see that there are 317 themes that people are selling for 60, 49, 50 bucks that have to do with real estate. So these people are literally completing 99% of your work already. So let's say you're charging someone 500 bucks. It's going to cost you 60 here, $5 a month over there. So you're spending $65 on your first month. You're getting paid $500, and then you could have this person on like some sort of plan paying you $50 to $100 a month for you to manage their website while you're paying $5. So it's just straight profit from that point on. But you're already making $400 plus, and that's a minimum, right? That's if you charge the minimum of $500 for the website. So what I do here is that I just open like a bunch of them, open with some of the top ones, and I look through things that I find visually appealing, and then I hit this live preview button. So this live preview button is pretty cool because you could see exactly how the website is going to look. And so this is before you know what the client wants at this point, but you haven't showed them anything yet. You went to go do your research, okay? So this is your research phase. And what you're going to do at this point is that obviously you're not going to send them to themeforest.net and tell them to pick out their theme. You're going to pick out 5 of the best ones, and then you're going to take screenshots of the live preview. Okay, you're going to send them screenshots of this and be like, this is what your website could look like. Which one do you like best? And then they're going to pick out a theme unknowingly, right? They just think you're a beast and you've built all these websites already. You're going to take a picture of all of this and you're going to send it to them. They're going to pick one. And then after they pick one, you just come here and you spend $50, $60, whatever on whichever theme they picked. And then we'll go on to the next stage, which is going to make it extremely simple for us to upload this and be able to have this website up and running in like 30 minutes, literally. Like after seeing this entire process, you guys are going to be able to build an entire website in like less than a day and be able to charge from $500 to $5,000 for them. Okay, so after you pick out your theme and you buy it, you're going to get a file. It's basically going to download a file that looks like this. Let me go find it real quick. Okay, so you're going to get a zip file like this. After you unzip it and you go inside of it, there's going to be a bunch of files in here. Don't even worry about it. You only need to worry about the zip file that has the name of the theme. So for example, this theme right here that I bought is called Brooklyn. And so you're looking for brooklyn.zip. And this is actually a theme. Like almost every website that we ever create is in WordPress because it's so freaking easy. Like the mobile development company that I own, like this website here that's freaking nice, is on WordPress. You see this here? And this is actually in that Brooklyn theme that I just spoke about. So we're going to practice our demo site with that. So once you pay the $50, you're going to get this right here. So this is really the only file you care about, this brooklyn.zip. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come back to our WordPress dashboard right here, which we're going to get to after we sign up. We're going to hit on appearance and then themes. Then we're going to hit add new at the top. Then we're going to hit upload theme, choose file, and then you're going to choose the actual zip file. So in here, brooklyn.zip, you're going to click open and then just install now. And that's going to install the actual theme that you just purchased. And let's actually look for that theme here so you guys could see how it looks. All right, so see, it's a $39 theme. You just go here, you click on live preview. And then some of them even come with a whole bunch of demos. So you're able to choose, like, if it might be one theme, but you could use it for a bunch of different things, which is really cool. So here's the demo to the theme. And you guys could see that there's a whole bunch of different demos that you could choose from. So you're not only limited to whatever they first show you. So if someone's having like a digital agency, you would use this one. If someone's doing like a freaking burger place or a food place, you could be able to use this one. And that's just the theme that we're going to use as an example. There are tons of themes and they all have things that are very similar. So after we upload the theme, we're going to come to this website right here, or we're going to come to this screen right here, and then you're going to click on the activate button. Okay, you're going to activate the theme that you just uploaded. And so now let's go to our domain. Okay, this is the sample domain that we're using here. And we could see that the domain already looks kind of cool, right? It looks a lot better than maybe what it used to look like before. The theme, you could already see kind of like a resemblance of the theme here. But the thing that we're going to do, and the key thing here that a lot of people don't do that makes it extremely simple, is uploading one of the demos immediately and working off of that, as opposed to doing everything from scratch. So what a lot of people do is that they'll come to like theme options and then they'll start messing with all the options. But the fastest way to do this is, and before we get into that, you're going to see an option right here on the right side to install plugins. Just make sure that you install any plugin that may come with the theme. So let's do that real quick. All right, so after everything's installed, we can get back to it. Every theme is going to have its own settings section where you change settings that are specific to the theme. Sometimes it's under appearance and then theme options. Sometimes it's one here. This one, it's obvious to me that it's this button up here because it says Brooklyn. That's the name of the theme. So I'm going to go there and then I'm going to click on theme options. See, so it's always something that says theme options. And here you're going to be able to change a bunch of different things having to do with the theme. And as you guys could see, I haven't written a line of code and I basically have full control over what the website looks like already. But the first thing that I'm going to do, and what you guys need to do as well when you upload your theme into the website, is you're going to come to the demo installer and you're going to figure out what demo works best for your client, whatever they chose, whatever you think will help them. So for example, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to pick any demo. So you could preview it. I'm just going to click the install button. Are you sure? Yes. And it's going to begin installing that demo on your website. So your website is going to look exactly like that to begin with. And then what we do is that we start removing things and adding different pieces of content depending on what the client wants. Some of the time, or in some occasions, the client actually gives you the content. So they give you like what they want written on the website. If they have no idea what they want written, then you could use that as a way to upcharge them and be like, all right, I'll create your entire website. I'll come up with the copy for it and then charge them, I don't know, $100, $200 more. And then you could go on a place like Fiverr or Freelancer and get someone to do it for way cheaper. All right, so now that our demo is installed, we go back to the website and here's how it looks. So see, it already looks completely different. There's a bunch of menu options. It looks like a really nice website. There's just some images here that you're gonna have to replace. Services, our work. And guys, we're like 80% done with our $500 to $5,000 website. Also, what I used to do when I was younger and I would do this is that you don't want to show people how easy it is to do this, right? So you don't want to send them a demo of what you've done 2 hours into it, right? Because I literally just did this in 10 minutes and we're charging $500 to $1,000, $5,000 for this website. You don't want to tell them, hey, look at what I did in 30 minutes because you're going to feel kind of cheated, right? And obviously this is something that took us some time to learn and it's a skill that pays well, but we also want to play it smart and not show the client that we were able to do their 80% of their work in 2 minutes. So you kind of want to take your time and follow a specific process. You don't want to just show them, hey, look, I'm literally almost done with your website 10 minutes after you told me to do it. So now to change all these things on here, it's different for every theme, but you're going to notice in the file that you bought, in the $80 or $60 file that you bought, that there's something called documentation. So if you go in there and you click on the documentation, you're going to see that there's basically a step-by-step guide on how to change everything in the theme. Like absolutely everything, like every single page, how to add the different images. It's really super simple. Like for example, let's say we wanted to come to this about section here. Let's see how quick we could find it. So there's a pages section right here on the theme. And like I told you, it's different. So how you guys are seeing it here might not be exactly how you're going to see it on the theme that you chose, but there's a front page. So what we're going to do in this front page is I'm going to click on the edit button. Right. So I'm not clicking on anything here as if I knew what I was doing. I'm literally like the word edit looks like something I would have to click on. And then you have some things here. And then I could tell that this says header about Brooklyn. I'm going to go back to my website and look for something that says that. Okay, this is a header. This says about Brooklyn. So it's probably talking about this. Service column app development. I'm going to go back. Okay, so it's definitely talking about this because it says app development right here. And that's what it says here. And then there's an image down here. So this image down here, since it's under these two things, it's more than likely this image here. So if I were to want to change it, I would just come back here, maybe hit this pencil. This pencil looks like something I would have to press. An image, see, so there's no image, so it adds the default one, but you would just click on here and add the specific image. And it's so simple to do this. Like I literally did this in like the past 5 minutes, and I didn't use any skills that I would have had before. And if anything, you guys could just refer back to this video for any specific thing. Now, any extra page that you want to add, for example, what some people do is that they charge based on different pages. So sometimes they tell their clients, like, I'm going to charge you $600, but it's only 6 pages or whatever. I usually don't do that because of how easy it is to add different pages. And I just want to have the client thinking about as little as possible. So just give me $1,000 and I'll make your entire website, whatever. Don't forget about it. Like I'll do everything else. So if you guys want to add another page, maybe they want an about me page or whatever, you would just click on here on add new. So pages, add new, obviously. You would click here on about me, and then you would use, every theme is different on this end. You guys would have to check the documentation, but for example, on this one, I would use maybe like the front end editor of this. And a lot of them come with these front end editors, and it's actually really cool because you could do everything interactively. So you could click on add element and you could add a contact form. Okay. See, so you have a contact form just like that. You want to add another section, come here. You want to add a button. See, so there you have your button, and you could edit the button and just write like whatever you want. See, so it's as easy as it's as easy as that. Where do you want to link off the button? It's extremely simple to build these WordPress sites, and it's something that's really overwhelming for people. But once you see it simplified like this, then I'm sure that it'll become easy for you to wrap your head around it. Let's see what else. So that's basically the basics of building a WordPress site. I mean, it's extremely simple. The first thing that you want to do is you want to sign up on siteground.com. Just go to siteground.com, click on WordPress services, and pick this middle tier. This is actually the one that I even myself have, the Grow Big, $6 a month, super cheap. And then you're going to upload your theme down here that you're going to get on themeforest.net. You're going to get with your client first to see what it is that they want. Do they want a website for their real estate company, or maybe they want a personal blog? You would just use the search feature of themeforest.net to put the word WordPress and then what it is that they want. You would find some themes. You would send them pictures of those themes, right? Don't send them the link to the themeforest.net so that they don't see that it only costs $60 for the theme. Don't give your client information that doesn't matter to them. Just give them that fixed price. Then you're going to come here, and to upload the theme again, you're going to come to appearance, themes. Then you're going to click on add new. And then you're just going to click upload theme, and you're going to upload the zip file. It's extremely simple. If you guys have any other specific questions, just hit them up in the comments. And now we're going to get into the most important part, because making the websites is the easy part, right? But how do you get a client? How do you get someone to actually pay you for this? So the first way that I want to talk about as far as getting clients, which by this point should be what should be on your mind the most, right? Making the website is extremely simple. How do you get someone to pay you? So the first thing, and this is actually something that I myself did when I was a lot into making websites, is post on classified like forums, right? Like for example, there's a website called Craigslist. Pretty sure it's all over the US. There's a website called Craigslist where you're able to post, and people are able to search on there for people with specific skills or people that do specific things. So you're able to post on Craigslist and be like, hey, I'm making websites for this, this, and this. And you could even hit up people through Craigslist that are looking for a website. And maybe where you live, Craigslist doesn't exist, but there's another type of forum, or maybe an app like the 5 Mile app or something, where people are able to find people nearby for specific services. And now I remember when I first, it's actually funny, because as you get older, you think about these websites like Craigslist and all this, and then you probably think to yourself, like, oh, why the hell would I post there if there's so many people posting there? Like, what are the chances that someone's going to get in touch with me? And it's actually funny, because when you're younger, you don't think about that, right? So you're like oblivious to like how shitty the chances are of someone hitting you up, and so you post anyways. And I've made like over $100,000 off of posting on Craigslist. Like I've had one of my biggest like mobile app clients come in through Craigslist, just because one day I put a post up there and I really didn't give a shit that the chances were low or not, or maybe I was too young to even think about it. But just make sure that you post, because a lot of the negativity when it comes to thinking about whether you should post here is what everyone thinks about. So that means that there might even be less competition, because everyone's being negative as hell and thinking, why the hell would I post there? That place sucks. So post on every classified forum that you could possibly think of. And then what you're going to do is, and your main source of customers really is going to be building a good relationship with your existing clients, and maybe offering them like specific deals so that they could refer people to you. Right. And then these are deals that obviously, it's kind of funny when you sell like digital products, or you sell like things like creating websites, because now that you know how to do this and you know the simplified format of it, it's so easy for you. So for you to take $100 off of doing this, like it's something that you don't feel, right? You don't feel them taking $100 off as far as the time investment, because it takes very little time to do it, but it's something that makes a huge impact on the other person, because they're like, holy shit, he's taking off $100. And you're just like, yeah, it was still going to take me 10 minutes to make the website. So who cares? And so do that with your existing customers, and have a good relationship with them, and help them with everything that they may need. And then always, like, don't just expect them to refer people to you. Like, ask them to refer people to you that may need a website. I think everyone really needs a website at this point in time. So any businesses that they may know or whatever. The third thing is finding local businesses. So you could go online, and there are a lot of businesses that you could find on Google that either have no website, or their website is super shitty. So if you could hit them up and you could tell them like 3 reasons as to why it makes sense for them to have a better website. Like, hey, this is going to cost you $500, but if you're able to get just 2 more customers because they saw that you had a good mobile presence, would it be worth it to you? And obviously it would be. It's worth $500 to get 3 clients that could then refer other people and could generate more money for these businesses. So you just have to put it in perspective for them, because a lot of people still don't realize the importance of having a website and having some sort of mobile presence. And the fourth thing is posting on places like online platforms such as Upwork and Freelancer. And on these places, it is a little bit harder, because there are a lot of outsourced people on there that will literally do the same work for $1 that you're doing. But it's always good to spread yourself out in all these different platforms, because like, for example, myself, whenever I go on Upwork or like Freelancer, I realize that there are people charging $1, but sometimes it makes sense to go with someone who's going to charge a little bit more, maybe because they're in the US and they speak English like at all, and you're able to communicate with them. Like, it's nice to communicate with the person who's doing a job for you. So they'll pay extra for that, so they could potentially come for you. But if you're doing all these 4 things and you're not just keeping yourself to one thing or thinking negatively, as far as I'm not going to post on a classified forum because everyone does that, like why the hell would it work? And that's basically the main 4 things that you should be doing to find clients to create your websites for. It's making the websites extremely simple once you put it down into this very simple 3-step process of finding the domain, finding the hosting. And really the first time around might be the most challenging, but at that point forward, like in 10 minutes, you'll be able to whip out like any sort of website. So guys, leave some comments, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.